Hello, everybody. We have got a case of the giggles here before we begin.
Oh, guys.
And here we are back in our Father's kitchen. And today, as I said, we're making all things Father Tuttle. No, we're not using Father Tuttle in the recipe, as someone thought I was saying earlier.
Oh my gosh.
These are all
Jordan.
These are all Father Tuttle's favorite recipes throughout the years in his time. So we're gonna have a blast today.
We are. Should we demonstrate how much we have? Maybe helped ourselves.
This is a full bottle of Woodford Reserve.
We've already.
That's an empty bottle of Woodford Reserve.
Just for context, everybody.
Just gotta test it out, right?
We don't want to demonstrate anything that we don't.
But it's not just the three of us. We have a whole team here helping us out.
Right.
We got a whole crowd today.
We should clarify.
Paul and his jokes.
Paul and his jokes. We got Teresa over there holding up the table.
Right.
There's Chris Ponzio is here as well, sweeping the floors, Ruth. So it's all good. So we are here, and we've got Father Tuttle with us today. And so it is, obviously it's bittersweet because certainly we are losing Father Tuttle here. But I saw Father Patrick signed in, and so I know that we are good. Hi, Father Patrick. Everybody is looking forward to Father Patrick coming and joining us here in Scioto Catholic. Because now, as we've announced last weekend, we are all of Scioto Catholic now.
It's true.
We are the whole county.
Oh, man.
I hope maybe there are some folks from the west side joining us today. It should be a beautiful time.
How about this?
Yeah.
Let's have anybody who has west side friends, if you could share it with your west side friends, so that way they can get a taste of this. That would be great. That would be great. So if you have any, please forward
Paul's probably going to block the camera for a second. There it goes. Excellent.
Our tech guy here.
I know, we've got it. We love it.
Okay, great.
So today we are also asking for questions of Father Tuttle. We're going to ask Father Tuttle, he doesn't know this yet, to share some of his memories from Scioto Catholic in the 2 years. The things you can share, the things you shouldn't share, the things you don't want to share, I don't know. So we're going to invite him. But we're also asking you, if you have any questions of Father Tuttle, this may be one of your last times to be able to do that. So in the next 28 days that he has left here in Scioto Catholic. So
Father Patrick has commented.
Has he?
And he says that he's watching.
Father Joe!
And that he loves this.
Yes.
And I'm like, yes, Father Patrick, hi! We are so excited to have you. We are. We're
wonderful. We can't have. We've already scheduled a day with you, Father Patrick, when you move down here. So this is going to be exciting stuff. Getting you involved in COVID cooking and the whole 9 yards, really, at the end of the day.
Well, I don't know. He may watch one of these.
He may watch one of these and say, "Thank you, Bishop." No, thank you.
You're like, goodbye.
Goodbye, Miss American Pie.
Big time.
That'll be our next recipe.
There you go.
But today we're going to start with. Well, let's start where we started at about 1 o'clock today.
Yes.
We're going to start with the old-fashioned. We are going to start, and this is delicious. It's
they're so
the
good.
first time I really ever had an old-fashioned, Jordan, was probably up in the North Woods, up in the Upper Peninsula, northern Wisconsin, and the Upper Peninsula in Michigan. And they make theirs a little different up there. Obviously, as you have willingly described it as the sparkly stuff that Jordan doesn't like.
I don't like the fizzies.
I don't like the fizzies. So in the Upper Peninsula in Michigan, they use brandy instead of bourbon. Today we're using bourbon, although Father Tuttle is drinking one with brandy in it right now.
I'll try the brandy one.
Exactly, the Hartley brandy, because this is what keeps you warm on those long, cold winter days working out in the woods.
That's what it is.
And they actually use a little bit of Sprite, a little darker bitters. But my recipe is a little different. So today we're using the Woodford Reserve. Okay, so I've got my shaker already pre-filled with some ice. And I love this because we get to break in a new bottle of Woodford Reserve. So Mom, this Woodford Reserve is brought to you. And so I'm going to do two jiggers of Woodford Reserve. Beautiful, this is pretty. Love the color.
And
all right,
delicious.
and it's delicious.
quite fitting since this weekend is the first race of the Triple Crown this year.
Exactly.
The Belmont Stakes,
The Belmont
not the Derby,
Stakes, not the
but
Derby.
the Woodford is the official sponsor of the Kentucky Derby.
Exactly.
Just FYI.
Thank you, Father,
You're
for all
welcome.
of your
Great.
information.
Oh man.
Father Tuttle and I actually visited the Derby. We
We
ran a
did.
couple. We went a
Churchill
year
Downs.
with Churchill Downs with Father Ventura when he was here.
That was a fantastic
and
memory.
we had what a great trip that was. And then I also made my own simple syrup because it's hard in our area to get the right simple syrup for the old fashioned. So I went to the K. Rogers, right, and went and got some turbinado cane sugar, and the recipe is 2 to 1. And it makes a
Which is
strong.
different.
It's different. It's usually
It's
1
different.
to 1.
When it
1
comes
cup
to
of sugar, 1 cup to water. But to make the simple syrup for the old fashioned, it's 2 to 1. So the turbinado cane sugar, and once you make that beautiful cane sugar, it comes out beautiful. It almost looks like a fine bourbon.
It's lovely. It really.
And I'm going to
blends
start
it well.
bottling my own because this is amazing stuff. So I'm going to add the half a jigger of the simple syrup. We're going to add that right on top. Okay. And then I like to use for my old fashions, I use Peychaud's aromatic cocktail bitters. It is red and smells a little bit like the other bitters that you can find in the store, but you can't buy this here in Portsmouth anywhere. It has a beautiful smell. It's very aromatic, and the red color is absolutely beautiful. So I put in about 12 shakes, okay?
Oh, wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever.
You know.
So it's close enough.
It's fine.
There it is.
Right, and then we're going to shake it up nice and make it cold, beautiful, really get the mix going here. I mean, it really is something when it's all done, nice and cold until it forms a nice layer of ice on the outside of the shaker. Thank you, Old Forester, for this shaker. And then,
Sponsor us.
yes, please, anytime. Then your favorite cocktail cherries.
Oh yeah.
Your favorite cocktail cherries. Then I also use a nice peel of the orange, a nice piece of the rind. It should be expressed a little bit. We twist the essential oil right out of the rind. I like to put a little bit on the lip of the glass because that gives you a first drink. It really makes the drink special. Pop that right in there. You can see I've got a couple other cherries in there from earlier. There's Teresa laughing over there if you didn't get that.
We have a collection.
We have a collection of cherries and orange rinds.
Yeah.
Then I've got my strainer, and I'm going to strain this drink right into my glass. Sorry, anybody else, because I am making this one for me.
That's all right. I've got plenty.
We've got plenty where this came from.
Yeah.
And so there you go. This is your nice bourbon old fashioned with a little bit of Woodford Reserve. You know, it's really good with Old Forester. It's really good with Woodford. Any of your fine bourbons from the Kentucky Bourbon Trail you're going to find. This is one of the signature drinks that most of the bars that are associated with the distilleries they're going to make. You know, Angel's Envy has their Henderson that we made for the fundraiser for St. Francis Center.
Right.
This is really a lovely sipping drink on a nice warm afternoon.
It's true. Also, I really appreciate this old fashioned because, like he mentioned earlier, that it doesn't have the fizz in it. So if you're somebody who's a little doesn't really like a lot of sugar in their drinks, try this one. Try this old fashioned because it is sweet, but it's not overly so to where you feel like you're drinking
You're going to want to put it on your kids' gums when they've got teeth coming in.
They're teething,
When they're
teething.
teething. When they're toothing,
Same thing, right?
That's right. When they're toothing.
No, I don't got any babies.
When they got tooth coming in.
Fine, I don't gotta worry about that. So.
Right. That's a good thing.
It is a really good thing, let me tell you.
Oh my!
I appreciate that.
All right, moving on.
So here,
These are
old
delicious.
fashioned.
Old fashioned.
So we cheers you, Father Tuttle,
Hey,
right?
thank you.
Cheers!
Cheers!
Cheers.
Cheers!
We are saluting
Cheers,
him
guys.
even before the end of the show. So that's good. That means we've had a good start to this one.
True. It's true.
Delicious.
So today, let's talk about the menu.
Yes. Okay.
Let's
so
talk about the menu.
today is all about Father Tuttle, and so
The last time it's going to be all about Father Tuttle. And I'm going to tell you this because he's becoming a pastor, and it's so nice and wonderful to be the parochial vicar. Everybody loves the associate, but then when you become the pastor, it's all over. It's all over.
And,
so enjoy these last 28 days, Father.
I get to be the bad guy, right?
Then you get to be the bad guy. Or another B word. Or another B word.
Wow.
Anyway, so with that, so we asked Father Tuttle a week ago, like, hey, listen, what are some of your favorite foods? We'll make some of your favorite foods.
Well, it took him 6 hours before he finally figured it out.
Right.
by the way.
Because the problem is, as you can tell, I'm a fan of food. So
There's not much he turns
Turn it
away.
down.
favorites,
Trying to turn it down.
Yeah.
So today we are making pulled pork with coleslaw and cornbread and potato salad, and then finally dessert, which is some peanut butter chocolate cookies. But we're gonna take them a different direction. We're gonna
Next
make
level.
them into
Right.
a parfait. So I'm really I'm
This is
excited
not
about
just
it.
a second place cookie. This is becoming a first place trifle.
Listen.
Oh boy.
Just saying.
So, just saying. Also, for any of you who are bakers out here, you'll understand my woe here, okay?
Woe is me.
Woe is me, because I use a convection oven, and guys, it just turned the cookies not
Well, welcome to the
good.
seminarians in Rome. They're coming in, and
Yeah.
apparently they're going to need to have an old fashioned. I better get making them, right?
Right. So
Yeah.
anyway, so
Father, I'm
hence why
gonna
we're turning them into a
squeeze in
trifle.
here.
So let's go into our various items, shall we? So coleslaw, that's first on the agenda. So coleslaw. For our coleslaw, guys, I'm all about keeping it simple sometimes. Sometimes.
Simple it is.
Sometimes.
You never do anything simple.
I know, that's
Come
not
on now,
that's not
all of
normal.
Jordan's family who knows Jordan, right in there, she never does anything simple, does
It's
she?
true. I always do it the hard
No.
way. And so, what can I say? I never learn. Anyway, so what I did was I bought some prepackaged, chopped up coleslaw mix from Kroger.
Hey,
and then-
Rogers.
And then from there, I made what is my family's dressing that we make for most anything growing up, and that is a combination of mayonnaise, white sugar, and then vinegar. And
Now,
so,
my favorite though is the bottle of coleslaw slaw mix, or the Marzetti,
the
right at the
Marzettis,
Marzettis, yeah.
and that's
absolutely.
fine.
You can't go
but-
wrong with that.
Which is fine.
That's even
but-
simpler.
but-
That's even more than semi-homemade.
But you know, sometimes you just want to like change it up, and so this is me changing it up. So mix it all together. Voila, you have coleslaw.
Voila, coleslaw. That was the fastest coleslaw I've ever seen
Ever,
made
right?
on,
Exactly.
on one
you
of our
know?
shows.
Right. It's about right. So then let's talk about potatoes.
Anywho,
Let's talk about potato salad.
okay.
Oh
Sorry,
gosh.
a lot of inside jokes going
There is
on.
a
Sorry.
lot.
What a fun
Things
bunch.
happening.
Suzette Ray, you better believe it. We have a fun bunch here today.
So
Mary Herman also said her pediatrician in Columbus recommended teething babies with a little rubbing, a little bourbon on their gums. And so that is why your son today enjoys his bourbon and cigar
there
every
it
evening. I know
is.
that
There it
for sure.
is.
Thank you
There
very
it
much.
is. There it is.
I heard
Right.
Love
Megan
it.
gives it to Jude, so that's perfect.
Exactly. Don't.
So let's talk potato salad, shall we? So today we're doing something a little different because, of course, I couldn't just do it normally and just go buy the tub
Jordan
of
again,
potato
never
salad.
anything normal. We're going to
course I
try
can.
something new.
So today we're going to do a roasted potato salad.
Oh.
So what I did.
How very French. I'm sure.
Oui,
Oui, oui. I'm sure
Yes,
the French would do
that's,
it that way.
That's all I got. I don't know any
Exactly.
other French. That's
Uh-huh.
all I got.
Qu'est-ce que
Anyway.
c'est? Sure.
Sure. Anyway, so
Okay.
so I went on ahead earlier this morning. I was cooking away, and I roasted off red potatoes. Easy.
Oh, she's been here all day.
And last night.
And last night,
So
and all
I've
day
been here.
long.
I've been around. Anyway, so
Really, I probably would have said it like that. That's great.
Oh,
That's
man.
I'm just
Best
gonna keep
This is the best COVID
ever.
cooking. Exactly.
So, anyway, roasted potatoes. Roasted potatoes, guys.
It's hard to come back from that.
It really is. So I'm just gonna keep going. Anyway.
Remember, this is Father Tuttle's cooking show. If anyone would like to report this,
Blame it on the guy. The short timer going out. It's all my fault.
Oh my gosh.
Shauna Huffman tweets says I'm dying.
I'm glad you understand there, Shauna. Anyway,
Forward?
because we can't see your smiling face. They want to see your smiling face. So roasted
I'm gonna
potatoes,
go off camera and hand these off to the cemetery.
hard-boiled eggs. Don't do soft-boiled like what I did earlier. Do hard-boiled. And then also some bacon. Also dill pickles. And then we're going to do some red onion. I forgot what these were called for a second. Red onion.
Can't see
Anyway,
his smiling
and so
Smiling face is more like a
and
laughing
then
face.
fix it all together with some mayonnaise and mustard. I'm just using Dijon because that's what we have left over from last week. So yeah, let's just like throw it all together. So I'm gonna do that.
Because that's really like the way we like to do it here in our kitchen is just throw it together.
Yeah, and like honestly, I mean there is a recipe, guys, but I'm not really following it as per usual. I'm not really following it. So if you want the recipe,
Just like music, it's just words.
It's just words.
It's just words.
It's just words. Don't worry about it.
Don't
I'll
worry
get there
about it. It's just
eventually.
words.
I'll just get there eventually.
Exactly.
Don't worry about it. It's one of those things where I'm all for creative interpretation.
Oh, there you go. Until we start dancing down the aisles, it's okay.
With manners.
With tambourines and banners.
Exactly.
You know, hey, listen, I got tambourines for you. if you want.
I know. Wait a minute. Love me some felt banners.
I can help you
Anyway.
with that.
I bet.
Moving on.
Anyway, moving on. So,
What's going in there now?
I already talked about it. You
Okay,
were-
some bacon, some onions.
So,
I just want to keep up with the rest of the gang here.
and then some dill pickles
Ooh.
that I'm going to
that's
just throw
different.
There
in.
you go, Jordan.
There
then-
goes Carolyn. Bye, Carolyn. Have a
Bye,
great day.
Carolyn. Bye, Carolyn. Have a great day. Okay, so anyway, and then we're going to just throw this all together along with some dressing that I'm just going to make up. So,
I can't wait to see the dressing being made up here. So while
Right
she's
on the
making some
spot.
dressing, Father Tuttle, let's talk about some of your memories here from the last 2
Yes.
years. Let's maybe talk about your first funeral with the family that you celebrated with.
Please talk about that.
Yeah, this is. I'm actually glad you asked me about that, Father Joe. One of the best stories ever. We'll see if I can tell it right. So, anyways, it's my second ever funeral here. First one was down here at St. Mary's, went fine. Second one, it's actually at the funeral home. Father Joe lets me know, hey, this family, they want a funeral at the funeral home. There's kind of some history there, so tread lightly. And I'm like, all right. So I go, and I'm there about 30 to 45 minutes early. Dave Piles, the funeral director there, he lets me meet the family. And again, this is my second funeral. And the family members, they were getting very emotional, of course, because their family member had passed away. And they said, Father, a couple people want to say a few things. And so I'm thinking, well, the best place is actually either before or at the grave site. And I offered them those options and they weren't taking it. So I said, well, they said, Father, we want you to go first. After you're done, then we want to say a few things. And so we kept going back and forth. I said, okay, fine. Is it going to be short, to the point? Yes, okay. It's my brother, and also my niece wants to say a few things. Okay, fine. Not a problem. We'll do it before we go to the cemetery, which is right up the hill. Then, everything good, Jordan?
Jordan's having some fun over here with some sauce.
So, then they throw in after, I said, yeah, that's not a problem. They said, oh, by the way, my niece, the one who's going to talk second, she wants to play a song. At that point, I said, okay, fine, sounds good, as long as you have the capability, because if Dave's not prepared. Yeah, I got one of these little speaker things, the Bluetooth Mega Boom,
right.
Bluetooth, and so I said, all right, fine. And me being the rookie that I was, my second
Very much
one,
a rookie.
Yep, did not ask what the song was, if it was appropriate or anything. So sure enough, we did the funeral. It goes fine. Now I said I laid it out how everything was going to go, and then when it came time, I said a couple of family members would like to say a few words. The first guy got up there. He was one of the brothers. He was short, sweet, to the point. It was fine. Then the niece got up there, and she got up there. She brought her little speaker. She gave her little speech, and at the end, she started getting emotional, and she said, "You know, I just want to play a song that I think would sum up everything that Aunt Sissy, what she was all about, and encapsulated her." And the next thing I knew, there was guitar chords, and it was Born to Be Wild. And I heard, "Get out on the highway!" And after that, someone from the front row yelled, "Yeah, turn it up!" And
So
I didn't know if I was at a rock concert or a funeral, and I wanted to disappear at that point, and I literally was praying in my head, "Jesus, I'm not trying to disrespect the funeral liturgy. Please understand, this is coming from a good place." And then the worst part was that after she played it for like 30 to 45 seconds, she turned it off and it was dead silent, and everyone in the room turned and looked at me, and I had no idea what to do next. So I looked down at the rite for the Christian burial, and I said, "Let us take our sister to her place of rest." And so we did, and it was fine after that.
It was the best rookie funeral
and
I've
Father
ever
Joe
been.
said, "Yeah, that's why I gave that funeral
That's
to my
why you
associate."
exactly.
So
It was a good way to bring
something
Father
I will
Tuttle
never
in.
forget for sure. So.
We all have those memories, right? Exactly. So Jordan, how's that potato salad going? It looks like you've got it all mixed up and ready to go.
I'm just adding.
What'd you make for a dressing?
It was just mayonnaise and mustard.
Mayonnaise
A
and
little pepper.
And now I'm throwing in some pepper.
Little Grey Poupon.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I'm mixing it
Why,
all
of course.
together.
But of course.
And it's definitely a very dill-y potato salad.
Dilly.
Dilly.
Dilly. Right, say that 3 times fast, everybody. Especially after 3 or 4 12 Manhattan or old fashions.
What are these called?
What are they? I don't really know. I've been saying the thing. It's all the same thing. It really is all the same thing.
And so, anyway, yeah. So far, it's pretty good. I think personally, I'm a fan of a little more like sweetness to my potato salad.
I've got
if
some
that makes
sugar.
sense. You know, maybe we should throw a little sugar in it to kind of help
Just a little
mellow
bit.
it out,
I
you
got
know?
a little turbinado
Okay.
right there. You little sweeten it up.
Sweet.
Exactly. I do like the sweet. I like the creamy, sweeter potato salad myself. You know, it's probably been a while since I've had a good potato salad. So this I've got high hopes. I've got high expectations, and it really is. Whoa, there we go, folks. I said it. It really is a beautiful potato salad. I like the idea that it's roasted. I like the flavor that comes from potato salad being roasted. Probably I've never had a roasted potato salad.
Me either.
either.
Hence
Looking
why
forward
this
to
is
it, yeah.
this is a grand experiment, and basically, guys, I usually just turn my grand experiments on these guys because they'll eat it.
Right, exactly. It's what
That's
we do.
that's usually what happens.
It's how we roll here inside of
And
Catholic.
so anyway, so there we go. So there's the potato salad, mostly finished.
Right, there's
and
the
then,
coleslaw.
Coleslaw, and then let's talk cornbread. So cornbread.
Cornbread. This is a little different. This is another great experiment.
It is. It's a great experiment.
Yeah.
Because of course I can't do anything the easy way. So basically, I wanted to find. He said he wanted cornbread, which is totally fine. But I wanted a cornbread that was like sandwich worthy. And you know what it is, how it is, folks. Like when you go and you buy the Jiffy Mix and you go and you mix it up, it's all crumbly and everything, which is fine. But it's not really sandwich. You know what I mean? You can't really create a sandwich with it. And so I was like, okay, let's find a recipe that you can do cornbread sandwiches with it. And so, hence why I found this. So this has Jiffy corn mix. So you can still go to your local bakery section and still find it. But instead of following...
And they have it in boxes. They have
Yes.
tons of boxes at Kroger right now.
Tons.
Tons.
K.
Tons.
Roger.
The
And
K. Rogers.
so, you're gonna need, for this whole tray, I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you guys see that? Yeah? Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so this whole tray, I used 4 boxes. So essentially like quadruple the recipe.
Jiffy Mix, here we come.
I quadrupled the recipe because I wanted to be sure that it filled the pan. Anyway, so the recipe recipe calls for a box of cornbread mix, a cup of milk or buttermilk. I used a mixture of the two because that's what I had. And then,
because everybody has buttermilk in their refrigerator at home.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't? Right? Who doesn't? Like, yeah.
Teresa Metzler, do you have buttermilk in your refrigerator at home?
No,
I don't think so.
I know how to make butter.
Yeah.
There you go.
Vinegar
Well,
and
shiz
milk.
mine is.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law taught me that.
Wow.
Nice.
And then vegetable oil, and then last but not least, a cup of cheddar cheese. So in the total in this pan, there is 4 cups of cheese.
Beautiful.
I'm excited about it. I tried a little nibble, so I don't know if you guys can see this, but like there's a little corner missing because
So
we
we
wanted
tried it.
because we wanted to try it.
Exactly.
And it's pretty tasty. So I'm
Very
hopeful.
tasty.
I'm hopeful that it'll hold up and
This-
actually become sandwiches.
This will hold up for the pulled pork.
Yes.
I think it will.
Yes.
And even if you've got to use a fork and a knife for these pulled pork sandwiches,
yeah.
it's going to rock our world. I know
I'm
it
excited
already.
about it.
It's what you
I'm
want.
excited.
It is what you want. No,
So,
that's exciting.
yeah,
This is
so
that's a
anyway.
great and easy recipe.
Right,
That's
right. which
something
is less.
everybody can do this,
Exactly, right,
That's
that's
what
the
I like
thing.
about the recipes for our COVID cookbook
Right.
that we're working on, right?
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. That, yeah.
Exactly. You know, Gloria has a question. Is a Manhattan the same as an old fashioned? And the answer is no, right? Because the the Manhattan
So
uses
true.
vermouth. And that's right. Even what was that, Teresa?
Huh, Teresa?
Not Teresa. She's commenting out there today.
Oh,
I love it.
The peanut gallery is active.
I think it's fantastic. But watch the floor. It'll get you. It'll jump up and get you. Are you asking for another?
Huh? No, I just
Father, may I have another?
Please,
There
Father,
we
may
go.
I have another?
Absolutely.
But mine got warm because I was
Yes.
busy working.
Yes. You've been
And
working
so-
hard over here.
So, anyway.
But no, a Manhattan has vermouth in it versus the simple syrup, so that makes it different. And depending on if you have a perfect Manhattan or not, then you use the sweet versus the other vermouth, which is dry. So yes, the vermouth makes the Manhattan. So I think we're going to move on to the pork.
Yes.
I think we're moving on to the pork. We've talked about potato salad. We've talked about the coleslaw. We've got a great foundation in the cornbread. So now let's talk about some pork. I'm going to bring the pork over here because I've been working on this all night. You know, I've been slaving away making pork all night long, right?
Oh, yes.
So if I know that I'm going to turn this off so far Tuttle doesn't fall in and put his head into it.
Thanks, Father Joe.
I'm just always thinking ahead.
Thanks, Paul.
I'm always thinking ahead. So I think that when I know that I'm going to do a pulled pork or something, I'm going to put it in the night before. So last night about 1 in the morning, I'm pretty sure that's when I probably put it all together.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you know, I think right now with all the stuff that's going on, you know, going to sleep is not a priority.
Right, your body.
my mind is
just
going
like,
all over the
nope.
place. Exactly.
Nope.
So I put this together probably about 1 o'clock last night, and so I got a nice pork butt from K. Roger, right? And I like a Boston butt, but they didn't have one last night, and I got there at Kroger after the holy hour, and I couldn't go into the butcher shop to get it because I would ask for one.
Right.
And so I got what they had out there, and so I like the spices, and so last night I was able to find, because Kroger usually has a good pork seasoning, but I couldn't find it. It usually came in a little tin. I told you, the private selection. I looked all over for it.
He and I, we were shopping for COVID cooking at the same time, but we didn't realize.
We didn't realize we were.
Yeah, but I saw him, and he was like, you should have seen him in the spice aisle, guys, because he was just like so sad.
I was like a little puppy who lost his bone.
He was like, oh, I can't find the one spice that I want.
The one thing I want. And I usually keep some in reserve, but I don't have any left. I used it all. I should have bought everything that they had. So anyway, so I decided to try something new. Weber Casey barbecue rub, which has a nice blend of paprika, garlic, onion, chili pepper, a little salt and pepper, and then whatever their special flavors are. But then I have been watching some Food Network recently, especially when you can't sleep. espresso.
Yes.
Putting a little espresso into your rub. And so this was an espresso spice, very deep and aromatic. It's a private selection from Kroger. It's deep and aromatic. So, muy interesante. Muy. So, when something says deep and aromatic, I'm all about it. I'm gonna jump into it. Just like yeah, right, exactly. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, deep and aromatic, and it really does. And just smell that and tell me that's not deep and aromatic.
Ooh, I like at the very end.
I mean, it hits you. It hits you afterwards.
Boom.
It does, and that's what you're going to get in the barbecue sauce that I've made today too, because it's hit you at the end, right up front.
Right.
It
It's
tastes
like,
a little
oh,
sweet,
right.
but on the back of the tongue, it just hits you. It just hits you, and that comes from the espresso spice. So anyway, put this on last night before I went to bed. I set it for 8 hours, and just on warm. I didn't put it on low. I didn't put it on high on the setting. I just kept it on warm all night long for 8 hours, and it came out. Is that your fork?
That is mine. You
That's
don't
your
want
fork.
that.
I don't want your fork.
Your germs.
My germs. I mean, I'll
I don't
use
want
it.
your germs. I want my germs.
See, I figured.
I want my
I
germs.
figured.
And it came out just so beautifully tender.
Look at that.
And so you're gonna, I mean, it just all night long.
Yeah.
And you know what the other secret is? I put in some Manhattan mix. Okay, so Jefferson's bourbon. This is handmade. They bottle it by hand. This is the Manhattan barrel finished cocktail, and I put 2 cups of this in the bottom of the pan last
Wait, 2
night.
cups?
2 cups.
Wait, so how much is left?
Not much, because I drank most of the rest of it. That's what helps me go to sleep at night. Right. So it smells good, doesn't it?
Ooh.
Yes, it's very aromatic. This has the vermouth in it already. It also has the bitters in it. Right, exactly. This is what Gloria is talking about in the Manhattan. So this has the bitters, it has the vermouth, it has the bourbon in it already.
Jefferson's is good.
Jefferson's is very good. If you ever get a chance to try Jefferson's Ocean, they take the bourbon barrels out into the ocean, and then on a barge, they age their bourbon in barrels on a barge in the ocean to get the salt
interesting.
water to be infused into the bourbon.
How interesting.
So
It's that good, huh?
good.
It's that good.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't
It is
noticed,
that
we
good.
love the bourbon, and it's kind of a theme for
It's
that.
a theme for this
kind of
one, right?
Yeah.
Look
I
at
thought
all
we
the
like
secret
bourbon.
ingredient today was going to be love, which it is.
It
But
is.
the second one is bourbon.
It's really bourbon. It's absolutely some bourbon.
Absolutely.
So I did a whole butt. I got my butt out. I got my butt
Whole
out.
butt.
I got my butt out and I rubbed it
Exactly, yeah.
just exactly like you think.
Better than a half butt.
It's better than a half butt. I did the whole butt.
Yes, yes.
Because that's what I want. I don't want a half a butt. I want
I
the whole
did.
butt.
Exactly.
You're gonna go for it. You're gonna go
Yeah,
for it.
right for the whole thing.
So,
you know?
have you shown the people?
No, I mean that's.
Here.
Look at
This is
that.
what you
People,
get.
look
Just
at
melt in
this.
your mouth, fall apart.
Like, this is
It's
delicious.
It is.
I mean,
I tell you what, I love steak, but if
Oh.
I had to pick between a cow and a pig, I'm taking a pig all day. Pulled pork, bacon, tenderloin. Megan, your vote doesn't count. This is my show. This is my show. Thank you. I love you, but
This
no.
is Father Tuttle's world. We just live in
Where
it.
it's at. Get your pig, all right?
Exactly. All right,
wants the pig.
so let's talk about the sauce now. This,
Sure,
you know,
sure.
you've got your butt. You've done it all day long. You've got it all and cooked through all night. You've got it pulled, and now let's talk about the sauce. Now, all night long. Good
Yeah.
job there.
All night.
Father Tuttle actually wanted this to be a karaoke session tonight.
It's true.
This
And of course,
afternoon.
Father Joe would be all about it.
And I'd be all
Right?
about it
Right?
because
Let's do
I'm
it.
a big fan of the Howl at the Moons, and
Yes.
we closed down some Howl
We
at the
kind of
Moons.
did
Yes,
one time.
we
Yeah,
did.
yeah. There's another good
And
memory.
ask my sister and
Save that
brother-in-law
for later.
about that,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
4th Street Live down in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yes, that was fun.
Imagine that. And also, we did Howl at the Moon with our team from the East Side in Denver. Remember? Yes, Teresa Metzler. It's the first time she ever had a Cosmopolitan,
And she liked them.
and she liked them.
It wasn't the last
She
time.
had 3.
Yes, please karaoke.
Oh,
There was a request.
Right.
Yes.
Gloria
Yes.
Horsley says she always has to have a perfect Manhattan. Wait till you try one of these old fashions.
I mean,
Gloria.
they're really good.
And
They're really
they are really good.
very tasty.
They are wonderful. So let's talk about sauce. You know what? There's so many products out there.
Yeah.
There's so many products and good products. This sauce that I put together today is a mixture between two. So one is a sweet whiskey barbecue sauce that I pulled off the shelf, and the other is Private Select Moonshine South Carolina style.
You know, so it's no wonder that
Right?
between that and everything.
It's whatever you gotta do, right? Whatever you gotta do. So, but that's not it. So I mixed the two together to make the perfect barbecue sauce. But then I added another cup of Manhattan mix,
Ooh.
and then 2 tablespoons of the turbinado cane sugar. And it's sweetened right up. Again, so this gives you a little bite up front, and then it seeps all the way back down to the back of your throat. Now, Father Tuttle said he likes to have his pork already with the sauce on it. If we're going to make a sandwich out of this, we're going to put the sauce on now. So I'm a generous sauce guy because I like sauce.
Great.
I like gravy. I like sauce. All you gotta do is look at it.
Exactly.
Look at this. This is a temple of the Holy Spirit that likes some sauce and likes some gravy, right?
Exactly.
So
Do it to it.
right, we're gonna do it to it.
Right.
And I also put a little bit of orange rind in there, right? Because that kind of continues on the theme.
Tying it together.
Tie it all
A lot
together.
of themes going on. It's
Right.
perfect.
Right.
This is Father Tuttle's theme song here,
Right.
right?
There we go.
So I'm just gonna pour this on.
This
We're
is
gonna
your
mix a
song.
little bit, and then we're gonna mix it up. I got a lot of sauce here. We can continue to bottle that, and we're gonna just mix this all together. And I like to leave. Also, there's one more ingredient that makes the perfect barbecue sauce. It's using the fat that has come off of the pork when you made it. So it has all of the spice, it has all of the flavors of the Manhattan mix, and then it has all the flavor of the fat and the bone that you cooked this with, right?
It's everything you ever wanted, let me tell you.
It's everything you could possibly imagine to make the perfect barbecue sauce, because you want the flavor of the fat from the pork when you make it. I mean, that really, it just makes it. It just makes
so
it.
good.
I know.
I'm excited for it.
Because you can smell a little bit of the vinegar from the Carolina sauce.
Right.
You can smell a little bit of the sweetness from the sweet barbecue whiskey sauce. And then it just comes all together, folks. And you've got something nice like this to take home. This is something that's so easy.
Right.
This is something you can do the night before.
Right.
This doesn't have to be done all,
Right. You can make this complicated, but let's not.
Let's not.
You know, there's a time for it.
Yeah.
And then.
And let's
other
try
times-
it.
Yeah, let's please.
Slap your mama.
Oh.
That
I'll take that.
all day long.
I'll take that.
What do you think,
You
Jordan?
know, because
That's
you
so
can
good.
you can go sometimes. City barbecue can be very sweet.
It's true. Like, this is not your sweet barbecue sauce. So if
Sweet
you're a
sass and
sweet
molasses.
barbecue sauce fan, this is not your sauce.
No way, Jose.
So many
But
flavors.
if you like the vinegar base, if you like a hair of sweetness,
Right. This is it.
this is it. This is
it.
what you want.
Absolutely.
I'm a fan of this. And of course, like, the pork is just incredibly tender. Like, I mean, it's just like truly like falling apart everywhere.
Absolutely.
It's so good. It's so good. I'm a fan.
So
I
we
like
got ourselves a meal here,
it.
right?
Yeah.
So,
and so
have we seen any questions for Father Tuttle yet? Anybody?
not really.
We just love you, Father Tuttle.
We just love you.
So.
That's what we've gotten.
Thanks, love you too.
I've got a story that you should share.
Oh boy.
Curmudgeon and Fuddy Duddy.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So I don't remember. It was maybe the first year, or almost the second year.
And we didn't really know each other very well.
And
like, we were
Jordan
still getting
comes
to know
in.
each other.
It was after the 7:30 mass at Holy Redeemer, and Jordan comes in to the sacristy, and I think John and Pam from Holy Redeemer. What's their last name?
Riepenhoff? No.
No,
John
did
and
the
Grim.
Grim?
Kathy
yes.
Grimm.
Kathy Grimm.
John-
sorry.
John and
Kathy
Kathy
Grimm
Grimm.
is the sacristy.
They don't love you anymore.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, been drinking. Bourbon's winning. Anyways, so Jordan comes into the sacristy. Kathy's the sacristan. We're all standing there, and Jordan uses a word that I thought was from the 1950s. Which one was it? You said something to the effect of
curmudgeon? I don't know.
fuddy-duddy. Yes, that's what you said. And I said, what in the world is a fuddy-duddy? And Jordan tries to explain it, and then Kathy turns and says, that sounds like a curmudgeon. And so I said, that's a curmudgeon. So I looked them up. They're similar, but not the same. And they're people who are not happy, usually older and just like against things. So anyways, we start talking, and sure enough, I said, we're laughing about it. It's going on and on. I said, I'll bet you I use curmudgeon and fuddy-duddy at the 10:30 Mass in my homily. And Jordan says,
I was like, you're on.
no, you won't. You're on. I'll bet
You're
you
on.
$1. So sure enough, it was either Gaudete or what's the other one?
Laetare.
Laetare Sunday,
Very
where you
good.
have the pink vestment.
He went to seminary.
You know, it's like
Don't worry about
7
it.
years didn't quite pay off, but you know, whatever. I'll learn that when I'm a pastor, maybe. So anyway, we go to the 10:30 Mass.
Thank God there's a book for that.
And
Yeah.
exactly. And of course, Megan is like, yeah, Father's probably going to tells her boys this. And he's probably going to give some terrible joke. And I did, something to the effect of, this is not pink, this is rose colored. And of course, nobody laughs, and you know, everyone's
'Cause
looking around.
everybody
It's
uses
that
that.
everyone does that
Oh,
joke, terrible
you know.
priest joke, you know.
Yeah, right.
And so when everyone hardly laughs and they look around, and I looked at the congregation, I said, what, did all the fuddy-duddies and the curmudgeons come to the 10:30 Mass today? And no one laughs except Jordan from the choir loft at St. Mary's. You just hear her falling over laughing.
That's hilarious.
And so for
And all the
context,
choir goes, it wasn't that funny, Jordan.
all the choir members of St. Mary's were looking at me like, what in the world is she drinking? Like, what is her problem?
Probably an old
Old
fashioned.
fashioned, but
But anyway, it's just
So you do have a question. What will Father Tuttle miss most from his time here at Scioto Catholic?
Ooh.
That's a hard one, I'm sure.
Yeah.
that is a hard one. I just think all the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Everyone, not only staff, which has been great, but also all the people. You guys have loved me all so much, and it's been great to serve here. You welcomed me right away. It was difficult, a hard transition, but also the staff here, obviously, we're close. That's something you can't replace. as
Sure,
well. So I
because
would say all
you're
the
not
people.
from a rural part of
Yeah, it was a
Ohio
big
yourself,
change
right,
for
yeah.
me.
Right.
Even though I lived on my own all throughout the country, but I'd never lived in outside of a big city. So it was you all
It
welcomed
was a
me
shock to
very
the
well.
system.
I mean,
Little bit,
the bustling metropolis of Portsmouth.
Exactly.
Right?
Not only that, never being
No.
Yeah, never being a priest, so I had to figure that out. Plus, you know, driving
Right,
around 4 different
exactly.
places. It was you know, I was definitely deer in the headlights, and that's putting it lightly for the first 6 to 12 months. So.
Okay, Jordan's over
Whoa!
here working on dessert,
All right.
everybody. And some of it's going on the floor, and Finbar will pick that up later. Little Pete. Wow, that's
Oh, my
twice
goodness.
there.
Jordan, the book's like this big.
It's coming
So what are you working on there, Jordan?
What we got going on here?
What's going on there, Screwball? Screwball is the name of the alcohol that we're
right,
using
right. He's
now.
not just calling me names.
I'm not
And-
just calling her names.
And so anyway, okay, so guys, I mentioned earlier that my cookies didn't quite turn out the way that I
Did
liked.
you say that earlier?
Did I? Yeah, I did. I
Oh,
did.
okay.
I know, right?
It's good to say it again.
I thought they were delicious.
In case you didn't hear, the first time
They
I
were
didn't.
deserving of second place, you know?
Oh! Hairs! Very hairs!
Just kidding, I love them. Peanut butter and
You
chocolate.
know
they're
what?
the
This
best.
whole trifle's going home with me. Anyway,
Apparently.
and so I was like, okay, well, these are not acceptable, so I'm gonna fix it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make these cookies into essentially like a parfait trifle thing. Also, Mary Beth Odell, if you're watching this, thank you very much. I still have your trifle bowl. I'm borrowing it again.
Come here.
And so I appreciate it.
You
very
know
much.
who? You know what Father Tuttle's gonna miss? Fun time with Finbar.
For sure.
Fun time with Finbar.
Throwing the ball, throwing the toys around, he's the best.
Exactly. I love it. Here he's back on the scene again. We put him away for a little while because Finbar really likes to go after whatever's outside, and so here we are. So let's talk about what you're putting into your trifle. So we know you've got your cookies. We know we've got whipped cream that you handmade, right? And then what else is going in the trifle?
So the other things are this peanut butter concoction of sorts that I kind of made up. I'll be honest.
It's a peanut butter concoction of sorts.
Delicious. And it's a crunchy peanut butter. That's the Crazy Richard brand, if anybody's interested. And it's brown sugar.
Because I like Jif.
And because he likes Jif. It has brown sugar in it. It has whipped cream, heavy whipping cream in it. And then it also has sea salt and vanilla. And basically, then I cook that on the stove to melt the sugar. And so we have this peanut butter concoction. And then also I made this chocolate ganache that's chocolate chips and then heavy whipping cream melted together. And it creates this like really thick chocolate. And so we're just kind of making it up. Honestly, I'm kind of making it up as I go.
Making it up. It is delicious. We tried a little earlier because again, we don't try anything without. We don't show you anything without trying it first.
Right.
And we tried this afternoon, and it is something spectacular. Tracy says, what is something that you've learned here that you're going to take with you into your new assignment? Tracy Warnock.
What is something that I've learned here? Well, Tracy, it's providential that you asked that question, but definitely Father Joe put me in RCIA this whole second year and just learning the ropes of RCIA. How to run it, how to be organized, putting a schedule together for RCIA, as well as getting all the documents, getting those to Rose. That's all going to be great experience for me going forward, whether I run it or not, knowing how to do that, because how huge is that?
That's right.
All of our
You
converts
try?
coming into
Absolutely.
the church. So
Just kind of drizzling.
Exactly.
I would say my experience in that
Oh, you're a lot more generous
was a
than I
huge
was.
thing.
I am.
Oh yeah, put it on there.
Here we go.
Okay, thank you.
It's not my first time drizzling booze on a dessert.
On a dessert?
Right, exactly. At the cabin, where I sometimes take my day off with Father Ted and Father Mayor, Father Mayor, it's so often we get a fruitcake for Christmas or Thanksgiving, and so when Father Mayor would put his wild turkey onto the fruitcake, he was always more than generous. And if you can light your dessert on fire after you put the booze on, then it's all the better. Then you know you've done it well. That's what we always say.
So, one of the things that I'll kind of miss
Oh,
is
boy.
because.
Oh, I missed the comment. Who's Crazy Richard?
Crazy
Gloria.
Richard.
Yeah, who's Crazy?
Oh, it's a
who's
brand.
It's a brand. It's a brand, Gloria.
It's a brand.
That's
It's,
a peanut butter brand,
it used to be
right?
Crema. It's based out of Columbus, actually.
How big is the parish that you're going to? In what city?
It's in Columbus. It's on the very northwest side of it. In fact, Powell, suburb of Columbus, is just
So that's where
2.5
my parochial
miles
vicars
north.
seem to go besides Jackson County.
right, that's right.
Father Smith is in Powell at St. Joan of Arc.
Yeah.
And then you are going into Powell, almost Powell, Worthington.
Yep. Worthington is just east of there. Just west of there is northwest is Dublin. Southwest is Hilliard, but it is Columbus proper. There's technically 2,700 families in the parish boundaries, but what I've been told is 1,100 to 1,400 families are actually active or participating.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
A lot of responsibility,
I know
right?
it. Yep. It'll be a big
Very
challenge.
exciting. Yeah, it's a
Very
big
exciting.
challenge. Yeah, we both have some big challenges ahead
Yes,
here.
for sure.
We certainly do.
We need
As-
your prayers. Keep praying for us.
Right, exactly.
Wow, Jordan.
This is amazing.
I think Jill would be impressed. The presentation looks great.
Yeah, because that's
like-
normally Jill's thing is
Yeah,
the presentation
4
in
layers
the
over
Waring
here. Look at
household.
that.
Yeah,
I
she's
know.
usually the one going, oh, that doesn't look good. You need to fix that. And I'm going, oh, but it tastes good. So what more do you need?
Exactly.
What more do you need? Okay.
Finbar,
so-
come here.
Let's see. I think I had a little
Nope.
plate.
Finbar is very excited about something.
A little plate.
Did you have a little plate?
I had a little
of
plate
what?
of cookies.
Yes, they're right up front here.
Oh, okay.
Right up front. You got to go in front of the camera. It's okay. People at home expect that from us after having a couple old fashions on the set.
Okay. So, no, I was just going to share that one of the things that I'm going to miss is that you,
Sneak around.
Father Tuttle, you get along really well with all of us as staff, and that is a huge thing. Like, I don't know if you guys know that, but personality is a huge thing when it comes to working together as co-workers, as well, and then also, of course, me turning to you as the parochial vicar going, I don't know how to do this. How do I do this?
You should say, I don't either. Let's talk to Father Joe.
Drop back 10 and punt.
Yes.
And so what I will miss is that, you know, your personality and just, you know, how well you how
thanks,
well,
Jordan.
see, like, I'm trying to be nice, guys, and they just keep on ruining
It's
it.
amazing.
And so,
I think we need to put some more peanut butter booze on there before you put that last layer
wait,
on.
wait, oh, I guess we do. Yeah, yeah, I forgot
Oh
about that.
man, this is going to be amazing.
Yeah. Cool.
Beautiful.
Great. And so, yeah. And then also, like, I miss, like, so believe it or not, we've grown together as a staff
Yeah, we
over the
have,
time
for
of
sure,
COVID.
for sure.
Yeah, we sure have.
And so
And
on
lovely.
this, yeah, it's been really good, guys. I mean, like,
Father
obviously-
Patrick, I know you've been here before. You've got some big shoes to fill.
Yes.
But this is all things new, and we are looking forward to see.
Absolutely.
Finbar hears the bowl, and so he says, "Oh, let me
Let me have that.
Let me have."
You
right?
have
He wants
scored
some pork.
so much today.
Exactly.
You've scored
Can you say hello to everybody at
so
home, Finbar? Good boy.
much.
Nope, down. Good
All
boy.
right, so I'm gonna kind of like, I don't know, swirl that.
Exactly.
Boom. And then I have some leftover ganache. So I'm just gonna kind of plop it
Plop it.
and just kind of roll. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm just gonna roll with it. So
Just
Right in the
slide
middle.
down the
Right in the
field.
middle.
Plop it. There
just
you
kind
go.
of like
It's beautiful.
plop, plop.
Plop. Probably in the bowl is better. That's it's what I heard. I don't know.
You never
I mean,
know. You
Julia
never know,
Child
right?
made
Yeah.
it because she plopped in the bowl. But if you, hey, listen, this is your world. We're just commenting
Exactly.
on it.
But
So
also, you missed the bowl. There's a lot more cleanup. You know that, right?
exactly. Don't tell me.
Hey,
Tell
listen,
Ruth.
you know, I'm not the one that has to clean up, so it works for me.
Right. Woo.
So, anyway.
Thank God the seminarians are here.
And then, last but not least, we're gonna crumble some more cookie on top.
Oh, for goodness
Wow.
sakes.
Kind of just do a little
Oh.
something, something.
Where she can get tickets for cooking.
Ah,
Oh, there we go.
Tracy, you can always come stand outside our window. You can
It's
always
true.
come and
It's
stand
true.
outside our
Guys,
window.
can you guys see this?
You can play with the bomb kids who are out there fishing right
Do you see
now
this?
Off the porch.
It's kind of heavy. I'm afraid to like.
And,
I'm afraid
You
to
need
lift
display
this.
that, 'cause that's.
I wouldn't lift it. Here, I'll lift it.
Okay.
Where are we going?
Well, I'm just showing people. That's
Yes.
all.
I'm just going to take that off there. Look at that,
Yeah.
folks. Whoa!
Is that redemptive?
It's
Like,
redemptive.
I feel like
This is a
that-
first place dessert right here.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
First
so,
place.
There we go.
Yeah.
So there we go.
First
That's
place.
right. And you know, road cookie. Don't worry about
Mm.
it. Anyway, so
Coleslaw cookie.
coleslaw cookie.
So, before we go, we want to put this all together so people can see it, right? We want
Oh,
to put
okay.
together a sandwich,
An actual
a little
sandwich,
coleslaw.
okay.
We want to put together a
Um,
plate so people can
Great.
see.
Great. Let's do that.
You probably
Okay.
want to wash your hands.
I was trying to I was trying to cheat. And
I
you
know.
totally
I know,
told
Julia,
me.
child.
You told on me. Oh my gosh. All right. So, all right.
There's the
Here we go.
Finbar.
Okay. So let's put together a plate.
Do you want to
Let's
play
do it.
have
Jordan?
one?
There you go.
Great.
Let's
Okay.
do it.
Jordan, will you make a cornbread pulled pork sandwich, please?
cornbread pulled pork sandwich.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's a
I
tough
will.
Let me pull some of these things out of here.
Okay,
Let me
great.
help you out.
Aw, well, thanks.
That's good. That's all right. Father Tuttle's going to clean it later.
Yes, I will. It's my job.
Okay, so in theory, the way that this is supposed to work is kind of like you go across, boom, 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 and then like you don't mind if there's a little like
I don't
missing.
care at all.
Okay, great.
You got some nubbins missing.
So just so you know, you have a little.
Sure, it's
nubbins
gonna
missing.
taste good.
Wow, there you go.
Okay.
We've okay.
Keep moving.
I'm trying.
Oh wow, you're gonna use. Oh
Whoa,
wow.
Well, that was
Okay.
my thought. Like, is that
Wow,
not?
good for you.
I don't know if
I
that's
don't
right.
care.
Wow,
Good for
okay.
you. Go for it.
Okay. Well, wait. Hold on. Let's just do that. Okay.
Do we cut it in half?
Yeah, let's
or-
do that.
Okay.
There we go. That's better.
Sweet
Okay.
Welcome back.
Sassy.
Welcome back, pork fans.
Wings fans.
Okay, and
Be
then.
generous with the pork, right? Be generous with the pork.
Okay. I don't know.
Exactly.
One more?
A little bit more. A little bit more. I would. Yeah. Be generous with that pork.
There you go, like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Okay.
great. So in theory, like, plop it on top, but I don't know if it's gonna work. So
Yeah, we're gonna plop
It's gonna work.
that
Little
slaw right on
slaw,
top.
little tater salad.
Plop of that slaw right on top.
okay, so a little slaw, and then
See, I'm a fan of huge slaw, but you gotta
Okay.
keep it on the sandwich.
that's asking a lot.
I know it's asking a lot right now, isn't it? Beautiful. Look at that.
There we go. Oh,
Sweet sassy molasses.
Beautiful.
What is going on right now?
Finbar thinks it's
Finbar's
just
gonna snipe it from
and
you in a
then
minute.
hold on, potato salad.
potato salad.
Okay, we're gonna do a little bit here on the side because I may want to doctor it some more later.
Wow.
Okay, anyway, move.
She may want to change the recipe again, folks.
Basically, and then in theory, you just kind of like.
There you go, race fans. This is something. This is your perfect summer picnic.
Doesn't this
And
look
you need
amazing?
a fork and a knife.
Is that a small portion or?
I don't really
Hey,
know. at this
you've got a future parishioner watching, so Mary Likens from St. Peter, his future parish, we are so
Yeah.
excited to welcome him to our family and
Ooh.
bless him on his new adventures.
Hi, Mary.
Really enjoying this
Thanks,
cooking
Mary.
show.
Yeah.
And Mary, we enjoy you.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us this
Here, would you
afternoon.
like some?
And so there's Father Tuttle's attempt at dinner here. Look at this.
Yeah, so there
I
we
feel
go.
like I'm trying to challenge Guy Fieri for whatever that is, diners, drive-ins, and dives.
There we
So
go.
are we a diner? Are we a drive-in? Are we a
No,
diner?
this is your father's kitchen. That's what I
Right,
know.
exactly. That's all that matters.
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs
It's
up.
everything I ever wanted.
Cool.
Potato salad, everything
Mm.
Father Tuttle asked for.
Coleslaw,
Right.
Cornbread.
Cornbread, and an old
flavors.
fashioned.
Yep.
I mean,
Perfect.
there we go.
Hi, buddy. How are you? Come here.
There
Finbar
it
says, I'm all about it. I'm all about
Awesome job, guys. So
Wonderful.
good.
Woohoo! We made it.
So
it. We
good.
made it. We've gone through it all. We've done it in our hour time period. And Finbar is here and ready to eat, so we
Yep,
know
right.
it's time to go,
It's
right?
time to go. When it's time to go, it's time to go.
Hopefully we can do COVID cooking at St. Peter, Mary Likens says.
Maybe.
Good luck.
Who knows?
There you
All
go.
right,
I'm
all right.
happy you though. He's setting the bar high.
I know.
So,
Well, this has been another episode from our Father's Kitchen, right? What a beautiful
Yeah.
opportunity to be with all of you. And just to let you know, next week we're not going to have a COVID cooking.
right.
And I know that saddens so many of you who are watching today. But the thing is that next Wednesday, I am going to be receiving the private vows of a woman that I'm a spiritual director to, and she is making her private vows to become a consecrated virgin. And so I am receiving those vows next
so cool.
Wednesday, and so I'm going to be away in the afternoon, so we're not going to be able to do it. It's totally awesome, and look forward to it. So pray for us and pray for her, pray for Susan. And it's going to be a beautiful time. But we will be back the week after that on July 1st. And July 1st, make sure you tune in because we are doing a special cooking show for our pets.
Yes.
We are yes, exactly. So we are did Finbar?
Yes.
Oh,
Finbar
all about it. There he is.
Finbar heard.
So he heard. We're doing a special food edition for our pets and summer treats that you can cook for them. And he's going right to the sink right now because he thinks there might be something in there for him. But until then, God bless you. Stay warm and well fed from our Father's Kitchen. Bon appetit and enjoy these recipes.
Cheers.
God bless. Cheers.
And
Again.